Hello, and welcome to Junior Achievement of Tampa Bay's Finance Park Teacher Training. This portion of the training will cover the in-class curriculum that you will be using to prepare your students for JA Finance Park. We are so excited to have you participate in this program as we help local students prepare to succeed in a global economy. Let's begin with a little bit about the program. The JA Finance Park program helps students build a foundation upon which they can make intelligent financial decisions that last a lifetime, including decisions related to income, expenses, savings, and credit. The program is a capstone experience, which means after the in-class lessons, students will visit JA Finance Park to apply what they learned in class to a simulation. The simulation will reflect real-world decisions that students will have to make later in life. Students will be given a life scenario and tasked with creating a budget and going shopping for their wants and needs. The goal of this training is to get you more acquainted with the JA Finance Park program and go over the curriculum you will be utilizing in your classroom. We will also share insights and best practices to ensure that your students have a successful learning experience at JA Finance Park. The JA Finance Park program has 4 components to it. The teacher training prepares you to deliver the lessons, followed by you preparing the students for their visit through the class instructions. These lessons teach the students everything they need to know to be successful on the day of their visit. Next is the visit to JA Finance Park, where the students put what they have learned to use. The program concludes with a post-simulation wrap-up where you are able to review students' budgets and talk about what they experienced. The benefit of using this program for educators is that it does not require a lot of preparation on your end. The lessons are easy to use and flexible, so you can implement them when and where they fit into your class schedule. Everything is prepared for you, and the curriculum is interactive and engaging. It also includes assessments for each unit, and there are additional extension activities you can use to give students a well-rounded picture of what the future holds at JA Finance Park. The teacher's commitment to the JA Finance Park curriculum is to integrate the lessons into your classes to prepare the students and work with the JA staff to schedule your visit to JA Finance Park. Please note that these lessons and extensions do correlate to the Florida Common Core state standards and help students fill the career and college planning requirements. Let's take a quick peek first at your JA Finance Park materials. You should have your teacher guide binder and student workbooks. In the inside pockets of your teacher guide, you will find a game set, which we will discuss later, and savings options posters. Additionally, you get access to our online resources found on the JA Learning platform. Here, you will find videos, unit resources, assessments, and more. The access information for the learning platform is also found in the inside pocket of your teacher guide. Student workbooks are provided for each student. Inside, students will find worksheets used in combination with each of the units, a glossary of all vocabulary words, and space for note-taking. It is important to know that the color in the student workbook will match the color in the teacher guide for each corresponding lesson. This way, you can always be sure your students are working in the correct lesson and unit. Let's get started by looking at an overview of the JA Finance Park curriculum. If you have your teacher guide, this will be a great time to get it out and follow along. We will be talking through each unit in an overview. The curriculum is comprised of 4 instructional units: income, saving, investing, and risk management, debit and credit, and budget plus. Next is the visit to JA Finance Park for the simulation, and then a debriefing lesson back at school. We will talk about each unit in more detail in a few moments. The important thing to know is that each unit has a set number of lessons that will work into your class schedule. If you have your teacher manual, you will find a suggested timeline on page 12 of Getting Started. You can use this curriculum timeline to plan out your JA Finance Park lessons. Remember, the curriculum is a flexible setup delivery of lessons. Use it however it fits best into your class schedule to make it work for you. Keep in mind, the 12 core lessons will need to be completed prior to your JA Finance Park simulation visit. We do have a project-based learning setup that you are free to use, but for the purpose of this training, we are going to focus on the traditional delivery method. Before we go over each unit, let's discuss the features of the curriculum. Each instructional unit is composed of a unit overview, teacher introduction, traditional lesson plans, extension activities, and a unit assessment. Think of the traditional lessons as the required pieces. The number of lessons differ with each unit. Each unit overview contains a brief overview of why the unit is important, objectives that students will be able to perform, preparation for the teachers, and summary and assessment to review concepts and test the students. The bottom rectangle shows the required lessons and how long it will take to complete them. You will also see the concepts, skills, and extension activities listed here. The following page is the unit introduction. This will help you get a better understanding of what students will take away from this unit. Each lesson will have a teacher introduction. Here, you will read a more detailed overview of what will be taught in this unit, including the vocabulary words, which are listed in the blue column on the right. At the bottom, you will see what materials are needed in order to complete this lesson. Some lessons will require more materials than others. And last, there is a lesson time circle, which will tell you about how long you will need in order to complete this lesson. Next, you will see the lesson preparation. Review this prior to engaging with your students. The lesson preparation will also tell you what pages the students will be working on out of their student workbooks, as well as any PowerPoint decks you may need. These PowerPoint decks are found on our learning platform online, which we will discuss later. Each core lesson includes the same characteristics of setting the stage, which gets the students intrigued and curious about the lesson, lesson steps that include practice and hands-on activities, and a summary and review section that will bring the lesson to a close and allow teachers to double-check the student understanding of the lesson. Some lessons also include an optional digging deeper section, which will reinforce the basics of that lesson through essays, group activities, and extension activities. Once each of the required lessons has been completed, teachers can use the unit assessment to test the student's understanding of the curriculum. The teacher guide provides an answer key for these assessments. At the end of each unit, there is a new tab for the extension activities corresponding to that unit. Each unit has between 3 and 8 extension activities, and the time for each varies. These are optional and designed to extend upon the concepts presented in that unit. Many of these extension activities can be used in place of a required lesson. For example, on Income Lesson 2, the Digging Deeper box recommends what extension activities to use. Now that we have reviewed the format of the curriculum, we will go through each unit to highlight things to know. Let's get started with Unit 1, Income. During this unit, students will recognize the important role that income plays in their personal finances, as well as the factors that affect income and take-home pay. Students will discover how education and career decisions play a major role in their quality of life. This unit includes a video introduction to the program, a pretest, 3 core lessons, and 8 extension activities you can choose from. The pretest is a very important piece of the curriculum that must be done before the curriculum is taught, and it must be done online. Let's move on to Unit 2, Saving, Investing, and Risk Management. We also refer to this unit as SIRM. During this unit, the students will explore and compare savings and investments as part of their overall financial planning. Risk will be examined, and students will learn how insurance can help protect savings from planned and unplanned events. This unit includes 2 core lessons and 5 extension activities. Unit 3 is debit and credit. During this unit, the students will compare financial institutions and what services they provide. Advantages and disadvantages will be weighed concerning the use of debit and credit. And last, students will examine the role of credit scores and how they affect personal finances. The Savvy Shopping lesson is a game that will show students the pros and cons of using debit versus credit. The game supplies are located in the inside pocket of your teacher guide. This unit includes 4 core lessons and 5 extension activities. The last unit is Budget Plus. During this unit, the students will learn the importance of using a budget to spend wisely. They will see that their financial success is based on the value of maintaining a budget. This unit includes 3 core lessons and 3 extension activities you can choose from. After you have delivered all of the in-class lessons, the next step is to visit JA Finance Park for the simulation portion of the curriculum. Your visit to JA Finance Park will last about 4 hours. More detailed instructions on preparing for your visit will be shared with you soon. Debriefing will consist of 2 parts, the post-test and 1 writing assignment. The post-test will be given to your students at JA Finance Park. Therefore, the writing assignment is the only activity you are responsible for after your visit to JA Finance Park. Students will reflect on their visit and write a few paragraphs on the activities they participated in and what they learned. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through this training and get your students prepared for their visit to JA Finance Park. We covered a lot in this training, but the one thing I want to reinforce is that this curriculum is easy to navigate and use. Nobody knows your students better than you do. Tailor this program to work best in your classroom and fit with your schedule. Remember, the more prepared the students are arriving at the simulation, the more meaningful the experience will be. We look forward to seeing you soon at JA Finance Park.